Good morning everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is about tiling. The lady wants a splashback, a new splashback put here in a different tile, so she's chosen these little tiles which I'm going to be laying. They're slightly darker, so I'm going to lay these in a briquette pattern, and also the rest of the kitchen she wants decorated, so I'll be doing the ceilings, both ceilings. I'll show you around in a minute. There's two parts to this kitchen, it's had an extension on it. Yesterday I just caulked up all around the edges here where the little upstand is, and I've just put some tape around it to stop any paint dripping on it. So that's the plan now. I think that's just going to be a brilliant white colour. Yeah, that's about all there is to it today. Hopefully I should get it all done today. I've got to paint the skirtings as well, but I'll show you around now and you can see. So there you go guys, here's the other side of the extension. So I've got the ceiling to do up there. And then you've got this side, patio door area. And then the other side you've got the wall there with the units on. And obviously this brings you around to the other side again, back where the cooker is. And there's the splashback I'll be doing. Got a range master cooker in there. So yeah, first job is to get the tiles taken off there. I'll probably take that hood off because it's going to end up in a slightly different spot, so I don't want any cut tiles at the top. I think it looks naff when you have to cut these little briquette tiles, especially if you've got to cut one in half and you're left with a little sliver. I'd rather just either let the hood down a bit or move it up a little bit. We'll see where they come. It works out just right sort of width wise, because I think they're 200mm them tiles. So like I say, first job is get these tiles off, so let's get cracking. So what I'm doing here is just flattening this out a little bit, so there's a few holes in it. Just gives the tiles a bit more of a chance, and then I'm going to leave that for a while just to go a bit hard. I mean, they're only light tiles, so it's not going to make too much difference. But I am going to have to lower this extractor, because when I bring the tiles up they finish about there, and I don't want that little cut. So I've got plenty of room here anyway from the top of the cooker. I mean, there's, what we've got here, we've got about 650, 690 there. From that point, actually it's more than that because the cooker's here. So we've got about 750 there. I'm not sure what the regulation is between from gas like to the top there. On top of my head, I'm sure it's about minimum 500. I might be wrong, but I will check it anyway. But even so, there's plenty of room there, so I'm not too worried about that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let that go off for a few hours and then I'll start putting some tiles on. I've worked it out. It works out. Let's have a little look here. There's two ways of doing this. You've got, now that finishes practically a half tile there, which works out brick bond. The other way of doing it is find the centre, which I've marked already, is about there. So that will leave a 3/4 there, which I don't really want, because when you put the 3/4 in, it will leave you with the next tile, it'll leave you with a little cut like that, and I didn't really want that, so I'm just going to do it this way with the half bond there, and then we'll have a half here, and then we'll have a half on the opposite side. I mean, I think that'll look better than having these little cuts every other course going up. So that's all we can do, because we've only got this to work to in between where it's 900, so it is what it is. Right, we'll let that dry out for a bit and then put the tiles down. Well, I'm taking this cooker hood off because I need to just lower it a fraction just to make it look better, otherwise I've got the cut of the tile which I don't want, as I explained before. If I can reach the top. Need two hands for this. There we go. I just need to undo that here and then I'm ready to take it off. That's it, that's that off. Right, let's find the two screws or whatever that's holding this up now. Can't see it at the moment. Where are we? There we go, just lifts off. Just on two little holes at the back. That needs a good clean. Just using a little tile scraper here, that's all I need really. Rather than put it all on the wall, just individually put them on here. Get them on, then I can flatten them out, level them up. I've got some little nails underneath at the moment, which are there from where it was tiled before. And a little cut should fit in there. Oh, it's a little bit. I'll have to just adjust that a little bit. Maybe make the cut just a little bit bigger than that. Yeah, that's nice and flat, that. Right. I'll go and get some nails and just tack them under here just to keep it level. I mean, they're so light, these tiles, even when I lay on top of them, they're not going to push down. Pretty good adhesive, that, so. Looks pretty good to me. Just need to lift that one up a little bit. Got to put a profile in there as well, so I'll get that out in a minute and cut that. Right, I think I'll go and cut all the halves now. Get them profiles cut as well. I'll leave them a little bit long and then I'll just cut them off afterwards when I'm ready to put the extractor back on. It's the best way to do it, I think. They're quite a nice colour actually, quite like them. There's a few different types of these tiles that you can get. These are the flat ones. You get a chamfered edge, they run a chamfer all the way around these tiles, but what I don't like about them is if you're doing a brick pattern like this and you cut a tile in half like I've done this one, you're not going to have a chamfer there because obviously you've cut it off, and the next tile will have a chamfer, and I just don't like the way it looks when you get a chamfered edge here and then the one you've cut doesn't have a chamfer. It just sort of, I don't know, it's just not a flat edge across there, and I don't like that. That's why I always prefer to use the flat edge ones basically, and that's why we've gone for them. It just gives a nice edge all the way up the profile. So yeah, little tip for you. Shouldn't take too long to do this. Get this done then. I won't grout this up today because obviously you need the adhesive to go off, because you start grouting it up the same day, the air can't get in behind the tile for it to dry the adhesive off, so it's always best to leave it for a day or so. Always make sure you've got enough adhesive that's going to get into the profile to hold it in position. You don't want it moving on you. Just check every now and again that it's nice and flat. Yeah, that's lovely. That's going to be the height of it now, so what I'll do is I'll make a template up out of cardboard and I'll shape it to the extractor hood, and then you'll see I've just got to come up at an angle like that and then it goes straight. So it's just these last couple of tiles, so I've just temporarily stuck them. I think that's probably the best and most accurate way to get it, and then I'll just move them 2 screws down whatever distance that was, and that will just sit right on top of that. Perfect. And there you go, that's how to do that. So all I've got to do is get a marker, just mark down there, take these couple of tiles out, cut them, and that's job done. Tiling complete. I can get on with some decorating then, get the ceilings coated up. Right, let's get them marked and get them off. So all you need to do is line that up to the top. Then get your marker. Now all I've got to do is just take these couple of tiles out, 3 tiles, just trim them down, and the hood will stick straight on top of that. There we go. That's the tiling completed. Well, that didn't take long really, did it? Right, leave that for a bit now. Right guys, now I'm going to just put the polish protector on the tiles. I don't know if you can see that from there, whether it's in focus or not. Basically this just gives it a long lasting protection, because these tiles, I think I said before, it's got this little crazed effect in it, and it just helps protect it from cracking or anything. So yeah, I'm just going to put some of this on, work it into the tiles, and then just buff it off with a cloth. That's all you're doing, you're just working it into the tiles. Don't be too shy with it. It'll work its way into them little cracks, or crazes as I call them. Just let it sit on the surface for a while and then buff it off. Just make sure you cover all the tile, every bit of it. So when you buff it off, all you need to do is use a bit of kitchen towel, really, that's all it needs. That should do it. 29 quid, and I've only used about that much probably. Still I'll do on another job. Right guys, that's me done. I think I'll just leave that for probably about an hour and then buff it off. Call it a day. So I will see you tomorrow, where I'll just finish off grouting up, and all I've got to do is paint the skirting boards and the job's finished. So if you like the channel, give it a big thumbs up and maybe think about subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.